Okay, so I believe we can start. Hello once again, and thank you all for joining our new webinar in a cooperation with Salesforce Tableau. The webinar name is The Power of Embedded Analytics. We will give a brief overview of this feature, give a brief overview of the Tableau, and I hope that you will like it and that it will be useful for you. Today with me are our two colleagues, two experts directly from the Salesforce office in Dublin, Selma and Burag, and myself from Solvership company as a regional sales and business development manager. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? We will give brief overview about the Solvership company, also overview about Tableau. To see what's new in Tableau, we will introduce the embedded analytics, which is the name of the webinar, and also Selma will show us how the embedded analytics actually works. And then we will have Q&A session. If there will be any questions, we will be more than happy to answer them. So what Solvership does is that we really are built to solve complex data challenges for our existing and new clients. The company was and is well known to its previous name, Poslovna Inteligencija. We have done major rebranding we started over a year ago, but we finalized it 2 months ago when we changed the name to Solvership. This is the biggest outcome of this rebranding, but the passion for our results, the passion for helping our clients remains the same. So Poslovna Inteligencija is now Solvership, and this is actually our first webinar under that name. What we are, actually, we really are the leading data management implementer in our region. We work with various companies, like as you will see later in future slides. We have offices we have European offices in UK, Sweden, Austria. Here in the region, we are really presented. We have more than 180 employees, really great experts. Over 20 years, we are in the market working with data and analytics. More than 250 really different projects, and all of them were very successful, and over 100 clients in 5 continents. So that's a big number. We cover basically all the industries that work in our region and worldwide, but we are mostly present in the banking and finance, telco, media, also retail, wholesale and distribution, manufacturing, various different projects, high tech, and hospitality is also something that is really important for us, since we are a tourist country, and this industry branch is very important for us. These are some of our clients that we work with. Not all 100 clients could fit here, but these are some of them that are well known. What we do and which are our main activities that we do is that we provide end-to-end analytical solutions for our clients, which started with strategic consulting and advisory, data governance and privacy, data and analytical solutions, advanced analytics and AI, which is now a topic that everybody talks about, and there is a lot of potential in that part and a lot of work to do here. Also data migration from one system to another. Why do people choose us, and why do companies choose Solvership to work with them? Mostly because we have really in-depth cross-industry knowledge, since we are very present in a lot of different industries. We have domain and methodology expertise, which is proven and it works. Experience in the entire data and analytical life cycle, because this is our core business and this is what we do. We partner with the world leading tech companies such as Tableau and Salesforce, and we are always client focused and value driven. The foundation of our work is our proven methodology that is proven to be successful in every project that we do, which consists of the four major phases. First one is discover and advise. Then we design the product or the solution, development, implementation, and operate, optimize, and maintain through the entire life cycle of the product. As already said, we are partnering with Tableau, and this is really successful story for us and hopefully for Tableau as well. We are partners from 2013. We really have continuous growth in renewal and new licenses. We are approved partner for 17 countries in the region and mostly in Central Europe. Over 2,000 active Tableau licenses, and the number is growing rapidly. So Tableau and Solvership are really, I would say that this is a really successful story. Our top priority is always building a long-term relationship with our clients. So our job, it's not done after the implementation of the certain solution, but we are always here as some type of advisory, and we maintain solutions, as said, through the entire life cycle of the client's product. As the client's product and their needs, as they grow, we try to follow them, and then through that we grow with them. All of our projects and everything that we do is integrated and founded on our values, which is integrity, agility, excellence, teamwork, and innovation. And we always like to say that our exceptional experts is our most prized asset. We really try to provide and to work through the collective intelligence, respectful and reliable and really supportive culture all of the time and through all of our projects that we do. How do we work with our partners and clients? We work through the turnkey solutions. We do contracting, implementation, partner support. We do strategic IT consulting, and also, as mentioned, partnering on various different levels. And also, we really try to always stay fit and up to date to the various technology, to keep up with the quality, with its certification. And for that, we really carry different certificates and different prizes for as being top provider in our industry. So this is it regarding the Solvership. I will leave you up to Burak and Selma. They will keep up with the Tableau product, and after that, we'll have the Q&A session. And I forgot to mention at the beginning, I apologize, this webinar is recording, and you will all get the recordings after this session. Thank you very much from my end.
Thank you, Ante, for the wonderful presentation. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm not going to take much time, I promise, because I am the person who stands between the demo as well. So I'm just going to keep it short and sweet for you so that you can have a better understanding of embedded analytics, what it actually entails, and how it can help you. Amazing. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ante. So, we are well aware that today's world is challenging. We know that you have to juggle between a lot of different priorities, whether it is inflation, finding the right talents, making sure that your costs are spent in the right way. They are tough topics, we know. But the good news is, we are not going to talk any of those things today. We are going to talk about something much more pleasant. And I think you are going to like it. It is how we can make more money. That's the topic. I can't see, but I can feel the smiles on your face. Why this is important? Because you might have heard the sentence, data is the new oil. And it is correct. And it is the new oil because it fuels practically everything. With data, you can be more productive, more sustainable. You can keep the costs under control. You can make the best decision for your future. But at the same time, you can generate new revenue streams. I know you were not expecting this, but I would like to tell you a story. Before I tell it, is there anybody who is not familiar with this beautiful glass, a pint of Guinness? I believe we have all seen it at some place at our lives. I'm currently based in Dublin, and Guinness is obviously a big source of pride. To take you 250 years ago, Sir Arthur Guinness, he was not only an amazing brewer, but also a very clever businessman. While he was producing Guinness, the yeast extracts, they were piling up to a point that he started thinking, how can I monetize this? How can I generate more revenue out of this? And then he had an idea. He invented Marmite. Is there anybody who is familiar with Marmite? It is actually really, really popular in UK, in Ireland, Australia, in some other places. And it basically comes from the yeast extract that Arthur Guinness had creatively thought of 250 years ago. Now it's $1 trillion industry. And I love this story because it just shows the importance of thinking a little bit out of the box. And similarly, as he was sitting on a big pile of yeast extracts, we are all sitting at the top of a huge amount of data. The problem is not to have too little of it, but rather too much of it. And in most cases, companies, they do not know how to allocate it correctly. Based on our research, we know that 90% of data directors, they are aware that there is an opportunity, but they don't know how to make it, turn it into a real, tangible opportunity. So this is exactly where embedded analytics comes in. What you can make your data, or how we actually see with our customers, is obviously you can create a new revenue stream. You can share this data with your customers. You can even create freemium business models. We can actually help you building that. Or, of course, you can use this to create more operational efficiency. For example, when you are sharing data with your customers, in most cases, our customers used to use it like PDFs, emails, Excel files. I would say more primitive format that are prone to human errors, that are prone to get lost, that are prone to not showing the real value. But if you can digitize it, if you can put everything in a portal where customers can interact, where they can download, it would minimize the workload on your side and also on the customer side. And this is something that you can absolutely monetize. Alternatively, you can also share this to enhance your customer relationships. Why this is important? Because when you actually make things easier for your customers stay. That improves your retention, satisfaction. And it's always easier to upsell to an existing customer rather than acquiring a new customer. Don't you agree? Now let's talk about Tableau embedded analytics. As you know, Tableau is the number one solution of data visualization, data exploration. Usually, Tableau's use cases are for your own company. Embedded analytics is the external side of it. The question is, it's great you are using Tableau for your own data visualization, you are sharing within your organization. That's fantastic. But how about making it external, visible to your customers? When you are sharing financial information, when you are sharing marketing information, let's say that you are a marketing agency or a gaming company or manufacturing company who works really closely with suppliers, how you are sharing those data? Isn't it hard to work all these PDFs, all these emails, lots of sheets, lots of processes? You spend a lot of time and still things are not delivered in the best way. Embedded analytics exactly responds to this. It sits at the top of your portal or mini site, and it creates this visualization for your customers so that they can interact very quickly. You are going to see it in a demo as well. But just to give you some idea, your customers will see exactly what you want them to see. You will be the one in control. And with advanced permission sets, you can actually keep everything under your control as well. Just one small thing, what actually differentiates Tableau Embedded Analytics from all the others is that we have Tableau Pulse. I'm sure that you might have heard of it. It's one thing that answers not only the quantitative sides of things, but also the qualitative sides as well. That means with Tableau Pulse, which also extends to embedded analytics, your customers will be able to see what metrics they care about the most on a regular basis. They can even see this on Slack, they can even see this on lots of other solutions, and they don't have to do anything. They see it on Slack in their daily flow of work regarding their revenue, regarding their financial information, and they can continue with their lives. It is a huge value point. We have customers who monetize this as well, that I'm going to show you in a second. But this definitely opens so many doors for you for differentiating for yourselves in the eyes of your customers, suppliers, that they will stay with you. And some of them, they would be willing to pay more. So, as we said, to wrap up, you can use embedded analytics to actually monetize your data. For example, I would like to share the example of Ocado. Ocado is an online retailer. They have, like, I'm using Ocado as well, actually, where I could monetize my, where I can order my groceries, I can order my needs anytime I need them, and they have thousands, millions of customers. And all this creates a massive data. So then this customer information, customer trends, Ocado is actually monetizing this and selling this in a way to their suppliers. At the end, the suppliers are using this information to create seasonal promotions that makes me happy as an end customer, Ocado happy, and suppliers happy. And Ocado has generated millions out of this. At the same time, they increase the end customer's satisfaction and the supplier loyalty. Win, win, win. So this is an amazing example, and it ticks all the boxes that we talked here. You can monetize your data. You can use it to enhance your user experience, absolutely. You can use it for both internal and external efficiency. And you can also, if you want, you can even generate reports, of course, as long as it's compliant with GDPR, to be published externally as a public trend report. Even that is actually possible. So it's one last thing, and I promise I'm going to leave it after to Selma. You can use Tableau and its AI features to create a huge go-to-market. That means you can actually use this as a way to understand the market, a way to understand the customer behaviors. You can actually use this to reduce your costs, reduce your time to spend on data analysis, data sharing, all of it. And because this is a very secure environment, you are also going to reduce the risk of security and safety from your customer side. Because remember, Tableau is part of Salesforce, and that is the only software company at the moment at that size who never had a security issue so far. Also, Salesforce is the company at the moment who is spending the most on innovation and artificial intelligence. And that expenditure, that huge innovation, extends to Tableau as well. And that makes Tableau the most innovative data exploration company at the moment in the market. You can use this for yourself, and you can also use this for your customer to make a difference in the eyes of customers as well. So, with that, I would like to hand it over to Selma for actually showing you what actually looks like. Enough of talking so much. So, let's see the visuals now. Selma?
Great. Thank you, Burak. Amazing story about the Guinness, by the way. I'll try to reuse that in the demo. Okay, so just to illustrate a little bit what Burak mentioned on embedded analytics, let's see an example. We've been seeing also at a high level, how does that work? And starting from now, you should be able to see my screen. It's not a wrong screen. There is a video of someone cycling. Okay, so I just wanted to start with one first example about, let's say, a company that sells bikes, right? So it can be like any retail company, literally. So here I'm like one of their end users. So you take any like sports kind of company, you land on their portal, you have, whether you're their partner, whether you're their customer, you land on their portal, and then you have these different tabs. And throughout their portal, so full experience of what they do, the fact that they sell electric bikes and so on. That is not really our issue for now, let's say. But the idea is that through that seamless experience, we embedded some of the Tableau elements. So we could have played a game where I would tell you what is part of Tableau in this page, but I'll just move on. So basically here, what we're putting here is like all the items, or like the list of all the items that exist in this store, with this retailer, bike retailer. Great. Then this is like a simple list of the products. No, we're just getting to know a little bit more their platform. Then we can move to the product analytics. And what does that mean? And it's here, exactly here, where we start touching a little bit more at Tableau, right? So while remaining in the same portal, having the same customer experience, so end user experience, I can typically see like for all the products, this is how the sales have been doing. These are how many orders they have been having. Number of returns. For some reason, a lot of returns happened 2 or 3 days ago, and what was their average discount over the year. Then I can focus like, hey, you know what, this bike looks pretty nice. How is it? How is this one doing particularly? Right. So if you know Tableau already, you would have already recognized some of the elements here. All this interaction bit is, comes from Tableau. This visualization comes from Tableau as well. So at the end of the day, we're not reinventing the wheel. It's Tableau that is embedded in this portal to provide a smoothest experience to the end user. So this is the first example. And if you want to filter on these elements, like, hey, what happened in this timeline? If the dashboard allows it, then you'll be able to see. Then we can move forward. As in, like, besides that kind of like analytics by product, I can see that we have another element where we have like our dashboard. Again, if you know Tableau, you will recognize the interface starting from now. So you will recognize it, but you're not necessarily gonna get out of the platform, get out of my bike store, right? So we're keeping the same spirit of like, hey, I have my filters. I can, focus on, for example, these two states who are having some like the highest sales. If you notice, while clicking, I still had the interaction with all the rest of the visualizations. And then, nothing really stops me from like saying, oh, you know what, this customer is premium or she's premium there. And let me send her a promotion. And here you can literally start taking, for example, if I'm the partner, right, I can maybe like, take action after this dashboard and say, okay, I'll send maybe a marketing campaign to this person to say, you know what, there is a new product and so on. All the marketing side of things. I'm not an expert there, but I think you got my idea. And then we keep going actually. So the idea here is not really to show you how like analytics work, how visualization work. I would assume that you guys all know this part already. Okay, so we've seen that, and then throughout the portal again, while remaining in the same environment, providing the same experience, we have we've embedded what we call Tableau polls, right? So if you don't know about Tableau polls yet, so it's it's one of the latest features of Tableau that includes a little bit of AI, generative AI, to help you or help the end users understand their metrics, have them on their phones typically, have, the comparison bit compared to last month, but also the same period last year. And then they can even ask their own questions. For example, what is the, let's say, okay, we'll check one of these ones. But we could have asked the same question, right? What is the trend for, say, right? And you can also like, kind of like rephrase what I wanted to say. If I'm using a word that does not exist in the database, then it will try to find the synonyms and so on. So ultimately, it's on Tableau polls, it's a way to query the data in a very natural way, leveraging AI for all the summaries and so on, but also the breakdown just that way. Okay, so I'll take a step back. Coming back to embedded analytics, really is about like providing data within existing experience. It's very important whether it's for your customers so that they don't have another portal to manage, or whether it's for example, your partners or for you internally, so that you have a seamless experience, while providing the data. Great. So we've seen a full example. And now we can see, you tell me, yeah, but Emma, how does that all work actually? Like I have my website, it's been developed in a certain language. How does, what do I do with it now? And it's a very fair question. And that's why we have what we call the embedding playground. As for its name, it is a playground. You do anything you want there. Nothing is saved. You do you basically. So here we've used, you have different ways at looking at things. So you can look at the code that has been generated, have a split between the view, or literally have a preview of what your portal could look like, right? I kind of like the grids just because you can see everything that's happening there. The code, I did not have to generate it. It's generated automatically for me, right? And I think if I want, yeah. Okay. So the code is automatically generated for me, for you. And you tell me like, how does that work again? So it is like, well, here we have the sample, and then you can bring any visualization you want. And typically, like in a realistic scenario, you would bring a visualization from your own Tableau environment. You just bring the URL, and that's what we're gonna do from Tableau Public. Let's see what people do with their Spotify data. Okay, and let's maybe find some cool visualization. Let's see, this one looks nice. And all I'm gonna do, I'll just take the link from here, right? I'll let the visualization load for a bit so that we see what we're expecting. And at this stage, oh yeah. Well, these are this is what I call, like, when you get to the when you get to the real demos, that's what, there we go. That's what happens. Always have things that don't necessarily work. Okay. I had just taken the wrong link. So, and then I can say, no, you know what? I'm going to do it for the purpose of the demo, but I think it's going to be squeezed way too much. But you can say the devices that my people will be using is a phone. So, like, it kind of like redirects or like pushes everything to phone side. You can have very specific width and height for your things. And then, so we can look at the preview. Now it has been embedded and so on. Then then I want to take it a bit further than only the visualization. And by the way, you see the code has been updated for me, whether it's the JavaScript or the HTML. And this is very important because if your website today is, let's say, has been developed in JavaScript, then all you need to do is to take on this part of the code and embed it in your existing one, the one that generates your actual portal. I'm not going to deep dive into the script itself, but what I want to show you also here on the playground is that you can take it further. For example, if you want to add interaction with, let's say, the dashboard, add further filters, besides what exists in the dashboard itself, you can refer to what we call the embedded API. And the embedded API is basically an API that gives you all the functions or all the functionalities that helps you either create more interaction between your portal and the dashboard, or more interaction for the dashboard. For example, make it something simple, bigger, smaller, remove the bundle that says that this is Tableau and make it white labeled so that no one really knows that it's Tableau once it's on your portal, and so on and so on. So the documentation is pretty straightforward, and I'm saying this not coming knowing that I come from a web dev development, and it's still something pretty straightforward. You have the syntax of it, and then the full explanation of everything with that. So where we clicked before redirected us directly here to apply the filters, but the actual documentation is just just goes along for all the functions, for example, that exist for the dashboard. Then we can see what functions exist for example, the sheet. And then you can, apply anything you want. And take a step back, come back here. So yeah, you can have a look at the workbook. Sometimes you use the parameters to, for example, when you're calculating the top n or the top x, that could be a parameter example. When you're, for example, moving from your workbook to another website and you want the parameter to be in the URL, that could be an example. So this is about like the API documentation and how deep it is. So then you would tell me, well, like, I want my end users to actually log in. I want my end users to actually log in, especially if it's a customer portal. You don't want, for example, I don't want, if I create a portal, I don't want Borag to see Ante's data. I don't want Ante to see Borag's data, right? So there is a way to create this kind of like login system, and that is what we're going to see just now. So typically in this example, again, a finished product, I have like different profiles. So for example, if we start with this person, and this can be supported by, of course, an SSO system. If you have like any IDP behind it, it can be integrated that way. So that if you want to provide a seamless experience, people will not even have to log in to Tableau itself. They will just log into your portal and then your portal between code will manage the integration. So here I'm logged in as, let's say, Mario. So I have all these different dashboards, and then I can log out, log in again as another user, and I'll most probably have other type of dashboard. Okay. I'll pause here. Or maybe I'll stop here in terms of the demo. I think we've seen like a couple of polished and finished examples. Shown you like the playground. Like, you know, if you want to give it a try, literally right now, I can put the link in the chat. Yeah, if I think following up, if you have any questions, I know maybe we still have some time for maybe Ante and Burak still have a couple of slides. But if you have any questions, there is a chat. Feel free to ask questions there, and we will take them most probably at the end of the webinar, or I will type in the answer.
Thank you, Selma. That was really great and really useful. A lot of new things, and it's always good to see it in a real example. So we really do have a few minutes if you have any questions for us. So let's give you a chance to ask if there is any.
We have a question from Dren Bilanovic. Which of these functionalities are available on prem solutions? So all Selma, please correct me if I'm missing anything, but all these solutions are actually available on prem as well. So you can actually use embedded analytics both on cloud, but also on prem. The only difference would be the pulse function. The pulse function is not available on server, but for all the others, you can use them on server as well.
Yeah, you're right, Burak. So basically all what we've seen are based on a Tableau environment. So whether it's Tableau Cloud or Tableau Server, that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. We're bringing everything to your portal.
Okay, Dren, I hope this answers your question.
If you have more questions, please feel free to connect me or to Ante. We are happy to help you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, once again, thank you. I wish you all a great rest of the day, rest of the week. And if we don't see or hear each other before, then I wish you all happy holidays. Get some rest.
Yes.
And thank you, Selma, and thank you, Burak, also for your great presentations, as always.
You are welcome, Ante. Hubala.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.